Hello, and welcome to Chatting, a podcast where people chat about how they learn and use English. My name is Sam, I'm a CELTA teacher and a performer, and I have a particular interest in pronunciation and expression. In each episode, non-native and native speakers will chat about their experiences with English, share their advice, and, at the end, I'll give some pronunciation tips for you to take away and practice. So, ready? Let's get chatting. This episode, I'm chatting with Tamara. Tamara is originally from Russia and is currently living in Finland, and she's a UX designer. So she works with digital design with websites and apps to make them easy for us to use. We spoke online and there were no glitches, so that is a win. We chatted about her first English words, learning English at bartending classes, working on texts for website interfaces, and the name of her new puppy. But I started by asking Tamara to tell me a little bit about herself.
Hi, I'm Tamara. I'm a junior UX designer. I live in Helsinki for 4 or 5 years already. I don't remember it. And yeah.
So where are you from originally?
I'm from Russia.
And when did you start learning English? Do you remember?
Well, I thought about it when you asked me, but I don't really remember because my first foreign language was French, actually, because I was studying French school. Mm-hmm. So I think I got some lessons there in English, but it's something really, really basic. I think I also got some lessons in my kindergarten for some reason. I don't know why. And I remember the first thing, it's like something like hello, goodbye, thank you. And for some reason, sit down. That's one of the first words I learned, I think. I don't know why.
I suppose an instruction from your kindergarten
Probably,
teacher.
yes, exactly. Something like this.
That's nice. So when did you start developing your knowledge of English?
Well, after school, I took some bartending classes, and they introduced me to some basic English, like what can I get you? What would you like to drink? Or something like this, like some service English. Mm-hmm. It was nice to start and to gain at least some basic experience and some knowledge. Then I learned German because I applied for German, not German university, but university with a German language. And then when I moved to Germany, finally, I started to watch a lot of series in English with subtitles, with Russian subtitles. And then I finally started to talk to people in English slowly. And then I developed my English. So,
nice. When you started speaking to people, did you feel nervous?
Oh my God, yes, it was terrible. First, like at some point I could understand almost everything what people say, and I could watch movies and series in English with subtitles, but it was so hard to start to speak, actually. Well, so this language barrier is not a joke.
But then I guess you felt more and more confident as you started speaking.
Yeah, and I have to say that it's easy. It's more easy to speak with non-native speakers because they also make some mistakes. They don't really care about what exactly, like, as long as it's understandable and you can like communicate, then it's fine. And all these people, like in Germany, I had like a lot of friends from different parts of the world, like I don't know, Israel and China and India, and everybody has like different accents and different, like, these small things that make their language special, their English language special. So you just try to communicate, and you're less embarrassed.
Yeah, good.
It's important.
No, it's important not to be embarrassed. It's interesting when you listen and speak to international people, friends speaking English. Do you notice if you make the same mistakes, or do you all make different mistakes?
It's an interesting question. I think we make different mistakes, but mostly I notice it about like phrase structure.
Okay.
Yeah, and pronunciation, but it's understandable
Sure.
because yeah, I think it's mostly phrase structure I noticed.
Tell me about mistakes then. And is there anything that you notice with your English where you think, oh, I always find that difficult, or I could improve that?
Tenses.
Tenses.
They are so different from French, which is my like first language, and from Russian, of course, which is my native language. I still don't really understand which tense I supposed to use in different situation.
Okay.
So I choose like intuitively, or I choose like whatever, like people would understand. That's fine. Yeah. So like continuous and like past simple, past continuous, present continuous. But there are few tenses that I think I use never because they are like consist of few parts and I'm like, oh no, I give up. So
You must never give up. No. So, do you feel like it's not necessary to learn these things because we can communicate just fine, or do you think,
I
oh, I
think it
should
depends
learn?
on the goals because
Okay.
like just to order to go somewhere to order some coffee to have a chat with people about like everyday things, it's not necessary to learn proper grammar as long as you can understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to work with text, for instance, because my job is kind of related to text, and it would be great to feel it the same way I feel my native language, not just to apply rules, but at some point to feel it that I can that I speak properly and it makes sense and it sounds good. Not just like I can communicate facts, but it also sounds nice.
Yeah, okay. Tell me more about your job. So, you work with English text or Russian or French text?
I was working with Russian text for a long time, and then I decided to switch my field a little bit. So now I'm applying for UX designer roles, and but it's still important to like. So basically, it's design of interfaces, but every interface has some text, and it's really important to make it clear and understandable and nice ideally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it is important. It has some specifics because interface texts are really usually really short, but it's an interesting field. It
Yeah.
is.
So, when you're writing these texts, the goal is to be clear, but is there always you have to have this information in the text, or does it just change depending on the
It
interface?
depends on everything. I mean, you can have interface without the text if it's like visually understandable. For
Okay.
instance, you have this cross sign, which means like close. You don't need text here. Or but if it's some kind of a new feature, it might need some text under it, so to explain what's this, something like this,
Mm.
or some pop-up message explaining what's going on, or there is some kind of error and you have to explain what kind of error it is.
Okay.
So yeah, and working in English, it's actually, I think it's kind of easier in general because you have more information in English about current trends, current situation, about like more articles, because English is like the common language now, and
Okay.
English is more concise than Russian.
Ah, that's interesting. So, is it difficult to be concise in Russian?
Hmm. I think so. I mean, it's not difficult, but it's sometimes it requires more words in Russian than in English. I
Mm-hmm.
would say so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it depends, of course. There are some words which are like shorter in Russian, or there is some like something that there is no English word for this. But usually, English is shorter and concise and
mm.
more clear.
So I understand that you have a new puppy. Do you
Yeah.
speak to it in Russian or do you speak to it in English?
No, I speak with him in Russian, but since he's still small and not very attentive, so he is okay with saying usual commands in English or Finnish.
Okay.
He understands it because he doesn't really care so far.
Tell me the story about his name. It's a fascinating
Okay,
name.
so yeah, his name is Barry, but his full name is Barkley. Barkley, it's famous Scottish clan. But the thing is, there is a famous Russian general. It was, in Russian pronounced Barclay. And the thing is, bark means bark, to bark. And lie in Russian means the same. It also means bark. So basically it's bark, bark.
Bark, bark. I love
it.
We
decided it's like perfect name for a puppy.
Yes, bark, bark. I think that's wonderful. But also Barkley is a great name as well. I think,
it sounds good.
Yeah, definitely.
And I when I was reading about this clan, they also have there's Barkley, Barclay, some other variants, and one of them is Barkula. Like Barkula, like Dracula, but really? Barkula. Yes. You can find it on Wikipedia, and it's so funny. So, since the puppy is really bitey, of course, he's Barkula now. It's a perfect name.
That's fantastic. So, do you think your aim then with your work is to work more in English?
Well, I think so. Since I'm working with interfaces, they usually are still in English, especially if the company is aiming to conquer the international market. So I will probably work more and more in English with English.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The idea of interfaces with no text at all. Do you think more people are trying this, or is it very dependent on the company? Like only video game companies can do this?
It's actually a nice idea about video games. Yeah, there are some interfaces without words actually, and it makes sense because kind of part of the game and part of the this how do you feel inside the game. It's a good question. I don't know. I can try it. Maybe it's like a nice idea for a startup or something.
Yeah, maybe because I think we were saying before that there are different sort of signs that some interfaces have, so no words, but we all understand what the signs mean.
Yeah, I think some basic interface could be without words, of course. When you have like buttons and like simple icons like cross icon or something like this. Yeah, I think it's possible to some extent.
So final question then, Tamara. What advice would you give a learner if they're starting out learning English?
Well, really obvious, but just try to use it. Even if it's scary, even if there is a language barrier. The only way to conquer it is just to start to use it. Maybe start to speak with yourself in front of the mirror. Never mind, just to start.
Yeah.
And the second thing, what helped me a lot is like to watch series or movies with subtitles. I can read fast, so it's not interfere with my experience, but it helped me a lot to just get used to this, how it sounds and what means what, and some kind of like, not official language, but informal language. So it helped me a lot, and it's fun, nice, and you can do it like every time you do nothing or like cook or something. Never mind.
Yes, it's always a good idea. Cook with English recipes or something.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, thank you so much. Lovely advice from Tamara. And I've probably done this, so try it for yourself. Practice speaking by talking to yourself in the mirror. Nobody has to watch you. Tamara also said that tenses are sometimes a difficult area. Well, most learners ask themselves, which tense should I use at one time or another? And in any language, really. Tamara mentioned the continuous tenses in English, so my quick advice is this. Think about if the action is happening now as you speak, or if you're talking about facts or information. An example, I speak English, the present simple, this is a fact. I am speaking English. The present continuous. This is my action now, as I speak. So, this episode's pronunciation tip is about the difference between the unvoiced F, and the voiced V sounds. Let's think about mouth shape first. For both sounds, we need your top teeth to touch your bottom lip. But the main difference is that we need lots of air and no vibration for the F, and less air and lots of vibration for the V. Feel the difference. F, V. Here are 3 sentences to help you practice. First, the words van, a vehicle usually bigger than a car, and fan, a machine that keeps you cool. Try this sentence. Does the van have a fan? Next, the noun proof, meaning evidence, and the verb prove, to show or demonstrate something with evidence. Try this sentence. We need proof to prove our point. Finally, the words fancy, meaning special or elaborate, and vest, a sleeveless top, meaning it doesn't have sleeves, or sometimes a top you wear under your shirt to keep warm in the winter. Try this sentence. That's a fancy vest. So, to recap, F needs lots of air, V needs lots of vibration. Both need your top teeth on your bottom lip. Over to you to practice. So there we are. The transcript of this episode is available to read on the podcast's webpage, so take a look. Join me next time for more pronunciation and grammar tips, more advice, and, most importantly, more chatting. My thanks again to Tamara, and for her music, a huge thanks to the wonderful Mara Carlisle. Bye for now.